Life after gallbladder removal, the real version. If you're watching this, you already made it through surgery. Your gallbladder is gone. The hospital bracelet is off. Now it's 2 a.m. and you are Googling something like, will I have diarrhea forever? And can I ever eat my favorite food like pizza again? Did I just trade one problem for another? Let's talk about real life after gallbladder removal. Not the scary forums, not the horror stories, just what actually happens to most people. When I was working as a nurse, I seen this from the hospital side and from the family side. This is Health Made Simple, and this is life after gallbladder removal, the real version. Before surgery, almost everyone has the same fears. Chronic diarrhea forever, not being able to eat what you like, being afraid to travel, having to map out bathrooms everywhere you go. And honestly, some of these fears come from real symptoms, but they get amplified online. People who are doing fine are not posting on forums at 3 a.m. It's usually people who are going through something negative. Here's what usually happens. And let's go through these fears. Fear number 1, I'll have nonstop diarrhea. And the truth is, most people do not have chronic diarrhea. And when it does happen, it's usually mild, temporary, and improves over weeks, months. Fear number 2, I'll never eat normally again. The thing is, you may eat differently at first, but never normal again. That's not the typical outcome. What happens is that most people gradually return to a normal, flexible diet. For example, my husband gave himself probably a month or two to minimize foods that he had eaten before the gallbladder removal, but slowly he reintroduced it. And now he had his surgery in October. It's January. He's been eating his normal food, and in fact, the same kind of quantity for the last 2 months. Yes, you're able to eat normal food for most people. Let's go with fear number 3. Travel will be impossible because what about the diarrhea? Well, the thing is, once your digestion settles, travel becomes, well, normal again. No emergency bathroom sprints, no full suitcase full of Imodium, medication that stops diarrhea. Most of the fear comes from the early adjustment period, not long-term reality. And that makes sense because, come on, it's the gallbladder and it was an organ inside your body, and now you don't have that. Of course, people will be fearful of what's going to happen next. Is it going to be normal? So let's explain what actually changed. Simply, right? Before surgery, your gallbladder stored bile. After surgery, bile still exists. It just drips continuously from the liver into the intestine. No storage tank because the gallbladder is removed, and no sudden squeeze once you eat fat. Now, what that feels like day to day, most people notice digestion feels a little bit faster, more sensitive to fat early on, especially if you eat too much early on. Occasionally unpredictable at first, especially in the first 4 to 12 weeks. And because of the surgery, your gut is learning a new kind of rhythm for digestion. And that adaptation period is where most symptoms live. And let's normalize the stuff no one warns you about. Yes, there will be loose stools. Loose stools can happen, especially after fatty meals, the beginning stages of your recovery. But that's not dangerous, nor is it a failure. It's just biomechanics and how it's adapted because you don't have that holding tank, that gallbladder. Brain fog, fatigue, those symptoms, they're real. Your body just had surgery. An organ was removed, and inflammation is calming down. And truth be told, healing takes energy, whether it be physical or mental. And having food anxiety is real. And this one's a bit sneaky. You might hesitate before your meals or feel nervous eating out because you remember the foods that triggered your gallstone pain. And you don't know how the food is prepared. And that's normal after pain. Your brain remembers that pain, so it wants to protect itself. So having food anxiety and going out to eat, that's perfectly reality. Here's what makes life smoother. Not perfect, but realistic. Things you might want to consider doing. Eat smaller, more frequent meals. Think that big meals plus constant bile coming down to your intestine equals not such a happy intestine. Ease fat slowly, not zero fat, just moderation. Your gut doesn't want to be jump scared by bacon or a big serving of fried food. Add on some fiber, but gently. Don't overdo it. Soluble fiber helps bind bile, so that might help. Here's some of the fibers that you could incorporate with your meals that you might want to consider. And time to heal, the most underrated treatment. Be patient. Your body adjusts, and it does take time. And possibly weeks turn into months. Symptoms will gradually fade, and your confidence returns. Yeah, you can go out to a restaurant and not have those kind of pains you did before. Yay! A quick safety check. These are some things that you should not ignore. So think red flag. Persistent diarrhea beyond the 6 to 12 months. See your doctor. Unintended weight loss and nighttime symptoms that keep waking you up. Severe abdominal pain and fever or jaundice. And this is what jaundice looks like. This is my husband when he had to go to the hospital. These don't mean disaster, but they do mean talk to your healthcare provider. Go see your doctor. Here's the part I want you to remember. Gallbladder surgery usually ends pain. It doesn't replace it with a lifelong problem. The early phase is adjustment. Physically, your bile from your liver continuously goes into your small intestine, and mentally you're preparing whether some of the foods still trigger pain. So expect that early phase. The long-term phase is stability. Most people, they go back to living, eating, traveling, forgetting they ever had a gallbladder. I think my husband is entering into that phase because I could tell you in the beginning, he was a bit nervous. And if you're still in that messy middle, that doesn't mean that this is forever. If this video helped calm your mind even a little, this is why we have this channel. Also, check out the earlier videos in this series if you're still in the diagnosis or surgery phase. Or leave a comment. I'm sure the question you have, others have it as well. And if you're living this right now, just know you're not broken. You just had your gallbladder removed. And you're definitely not alone. This is Health Made Simple. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.